I'm from Flint, Michigan.
Welcome to Flint. Flint time.
And it's just like that. You already know what it is, man. It's your favorite host, Prime Time with me, and this is Admire to Inspire, your favorite podcast. And I'm sitting here with the phenom, LilBabySix, and his pops, Six, the big way. Oh, you don't know who I'm talking about? Check this out.
Running around town trying to get my check up. I don't play about my money, so don't play with me. I don't like when it's summer, it's too hot for me. I know it's true with the people, but I love money. Hey, hey, okay. I could pull a 5 on my jeans and stay ballin'. Throw it in the air, it's gonna look like leaves falling. Thought I was gonna hoop the phone ring, then rap calling. I don't need a feature, I'm hot, they go call me. Hold up, I'ma keep my grades up. Every time I do a show, I'ma get a stage up. I just studied for a test, I'm about to get an A+. Catch me at the table, rapping with a kid, eating lunch. Pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters. Good grades, to me that's important.
You already know what it is, and it's just like that. We back. It's your favorite host, Prime Time with me. On your favorite show, Admire to Inspire. I'm sitting here with LilBabySix. What's good with you, King?
What's good?
What's good with you, Six? I'm so glad that I got to have y'all on the show. I can't even tell y'all how much I appreciate y'all for coming through with me. And let's just dive straight into it. When it comes to LilBabySix, I want to say he's like one of the most active, one of the most, he hasn't stopped moving, but still hasn't stopped moving at what he wants to do and still be able to be a kid. How do you maintain trying to keep so much talent? And what do you know what I'm saying? How do you make it coexist with football, rapping? How do you maintain it?
And we could look at it as keeping them up the way. There's to be so much going on out here in the world. We see it every day on the news. We hear about it and all that. I know he got it. I know he got a future. So it's my job to make sure what happens.
Now we talk about your passion. Well, let's talk about your passion. You out here, you had 3 touchdowns today. Today alone. 1 pass and you said 2 rushing?
Yeah. I got 2 runs, and then I got a 2-point touchdown, and then I got another 2-point pass for like 3 yards. A 3-yard pass.
So you go from a football game this morning to an interview to a studio session after.
Yeah.
How do you stay hungry? How do you stay passionate at things that you love doing?
So really, I just learned, I stay rapping because that's my inspiration. I grew up around rapping. My dad inspired me to start rapping. I always was a lot of rapping stuff, so it inspired me to start rapping. I was freestyling, not even saying words. I was just freestyling, just saying stuff. And I did ad-libs for my dad and stuff. And I didn't know I was gonna take this serious, but I don't know. Now I'm here where I am.
And you started with freestyles and ad-lib. And like you said, you taking it serious. For how old are you?
11.
And you already had first in, this is something that you know this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
How do you separate it from other things that a child has to do, like school, football?
So really I separated like this. I got studio time, school time, and then I get to be a child and do what I want, play around. Like today, I played football. After a game, I played around a little bit, and then we came straight here.
Okay.
Just like that.
And we was talking a little bit behind camera where you was telling me about your first performance. Tell me how that went, and just talk a little bit about that first performance. And you said it was for, you performed in front of Bootleg, right?
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that.
So I performed the Bootleg. I did a talent show first so they could see. They first thought I was gonna rap somebody else song. My dad told them, I got my own ways, and they was like, dang, what is that? Yeah, and then I made it in, and then I went to go perform. I performed my two little cousins, one 2 years younger than me, and the other one 3 or 4 years younger than me. And we performed it, we got 2nd place, and then after that, we not a talent show, we had an interview, and it was supposed to be on CBS Kids.
On CBS Kids. How was that? Just, and I'm gonna ask you, how was that feeling knowing that CBS kids want to talk to your kids?
And it was amazing. Like it seemed like this was real. Like it's real. It really happened up on. Like he really doing it.
And that's from the first performance, right?
No, the first performance was
Quando
Rondo came down here. He had a concert. He was at the Piece of the Rock.
Yeah, that Piece of the Rock, and then after that we did some bootleg. But for the Quando Rondo, that was my first performance with my two cousins. That was my first performance.
8 years old.
8 years old.
8 years old.
There's a video that's it.
Okay, then we're gonna have to, you know what we gotta do. We're gonna have to show you all the clip from that video for sure. But now I do wanna get back to you because you talk about you had the Quando Rondo. Then you saw him at the talent show where he got second place doing his own song. And then I seen when you feel like he doesn't get his recognition, or should we say his credit, especially when people go out and do these big time interviews where they can shine light back on some of the people back home.
Alright, yeah.
Can you talk about that? Like, talk about that feeling, just knowing that people have the opportunity to speak his name, but don't utter it.
They don't do it like, I don't know it. I really don't know what it is, man. Like, I know they see he got it. I don't know if they scared or what. Like, it ain't no competition. We all come from the same place. Like, we all want the same thing. We all trying to make it out. He look up to a lot of these rappers. He listen to all they music. And you know a lot about them over there. He really be doing this research on his music. You know about artists that I would never think that he would know about. Like old school artists, like the Hot Boys and all that. Back in the day, he know about all that. Saying some mystical right now.
So what is it that you think that you could do that will maybe make other artists from Flint make sure that they mention your name every time they do something? Every time they do something. Because it's, from what I'm saying, everything you have done has been a level up. Nothing has been stagnant or at the same tier. Everything has leveled up. And I see your accomplishment. What do you think you can do to make them say, look, we gotta look out for LilBabySix if you want to know?
All really you gotta do is shout out Flint, where I'm from. Go harder, keep grinding, get that spark.
Get that spark. Talk about that spark. Well, let's talk about the studio. When you feel like you got that spark and it's time to go, let's just break down the studio session for you. How'd that go for you?
So that's what I do at the studio. I go to the studio, chill for a little bit, then we go to recording. And that's when I start rapping, and then we get it mixed. Like, it takes like 4 hours to record. Sometimes I do 2 songs, 3 songs. One time, we was in like, it was in there all night, to 1 in the morning. And we recorded like 3 songs. And there was one time I went to a different studio, my uncle's. We made a song called I'm a Boss. It was so hard. And it was like a freestyle. We were just making songs as we was recording.
So you can listen to your music and know when, like, okay, this is the one.
Yeah.
You get that feeling a lot?
Yeah.
Talk about the lyrics. Let's just talk about lyrics for a minute, because I know it's hard being a kid, because there's so much things that you want to say that you know you can't say. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you got your pops next to you. You know certain things you can't say what you want to at least sneak it in and see where it goes. But just when you think about your lyrics, everything is, let's just call it PG-13, but everything is on point. Everything makes sense. Wordplay, the metaphors, and things like that. How does that come into play when you're in the studio?
I just be like thinking, and sometimes I be like, how can I not come up with a bar for this? Like, how can I not find something rhyme? And then that's when my dad comes in. He let me look at the music, and he let me find bars, and yeah, and that's where I come in at. And I record it, put my swag on it, and I be fired.
So when we talk about Pops helping, let's talk about the support system for a while. Like we said, it should be way more people saying your name in these big time interviews that they have. There should be way more people trying to shine light on you. When you talk about the support system from Flint, do you think you get enough of it?
Yeah, everywhere I go, I do things like when I went to school, I was LilBabySix, I walked past the cafeteria.
Yeah,
Elementary
how is that being a kid in school when you already?
Like, I don't really know. I feel great. Walked past the cafeteria one time. It was I think it was a second grader, and then he was in there eating lunch. He saw me walk past. He was like, LilBabySix, that's LilBabySix, y'all. I was like, dang.
That's all you can say. Dang, yeah, it's me. Yeah, that's me.
Stopping us in traffic, little girls everywhere going to take pictures.
From up there.
Shows in Chicago, the little girls down there, they all want pictures with them.
And just talk about that feeling as a father, like, and from the outside looking in, I see you pushing as hard as anybody else that ever tried to push their child to, to be the best that they can be at whatever they want to be. So I see you behind them full-fledged. Every time, the prince of the city, you make sure you don't do nothing wrong. Well, I'm finna get back to put my son on some music. I'm not thinking right. Let me get back to my, you know what I'm saying? So talk about that being a father when you see people like recognizing your little son, like recognizing your son, and they want to stop and take pictures. They want to. Everybody is.
That's a wonderful feeling. Like I really feel like he already made it. He just ain't got that chick. I feel like he already got it. Like he ain't camera shy. He used to the cameras always on him. Like he was used to it at a young age, and I feel like he's doing the right thing with it. When he get older, he'll be prepared and ready for everything. Like you say, I used to do music. There's a lot of mistakes I made with it, doing it or whatever. So I'm making sure that he don't make the same mistakes.
Okay. Favorite part about being an artist?
Really is the videos.
And that's what I knew that's what you was gonna say.
It'd be so fun making videos.
How
And
does
I
the
like-
video concept come about? Like, is it something that y'all think about, or the video man just comes like, let's try this out?
Sometimes the video that we find out ideas, but me and my pops do find ideas like making movies. We came up with some ideas of we would go remake old cartoon shows like Dennis the
Okay.
Menace.
Okay. Crispy.
Yeah,
Crispy.
Home Alone.
You heard it here on the Mind to Inspire exclusive. So when you all start seeing LilBabySix recreating them little iconic movies, you heard it here first. So y'all was throwing papers around. And he basically was like, don't call me Rio no more. It's Mr. Younger Tree. And then y'all started the song. Who came up with the idea to have that feature? That's what I want.
My dad.
With that idea, with him being so raunchy, how did you see it coming into fruition? Like, how did you, because he's a kid, Rio can't really be Rio. How did you see it working? Did you and Rio already have a relationship, or?
No, like really, like Rio and Louie, they pops or whatever. They grew up with my big sister type shit. So they pops like real close to our family or whatever. So they damn near like family, but they don't know it type shit. And I ain't the type of nigga that'll
Right. Try to throw the family card in there. Yeah.
So I seen Rio or whatever. Who was we at? I think it was at the Coochie Land party. Jay had that Coochie
Outside.
Land party
Okay.
outside.
Yeah.
And I rolled through there and I seen him out there. I've been thinking about trying to holler at him over a feature or whatever, try to get him to do a feature for my little dude or whatnot. I ain't gonna do it over Instagram and all that. I want to catch him face to face and
That's what I
do it that way, you know what I mean? I hollered at him, he told me what he wanted. I'm like, man, I'm gonna get with you. He took me to the booth. He laid his down. I hit him up. Had him come through. Gave him what he wanted. He laid his down. It was that.
Was you nervous at first? Were you?
Being around all these.
I mean, not as far as nervous being around him, but just the things that he would say on your son's song.
Yeah, I looked at it like I'm putting him to the test and see if he could jump in a whole different bag. You know?
And he did. I don't even think he cussed on me.
Because
I don't even think he cussed on me.
if you don't
Got a whole different Rio out of it.
yeah, if you don't like Rio after you hear that for sure, you don't have enough respect for him for sure. You want some real OG. Some real OG stuff.
I had to listen to that a couple times before the interview started. I said, hold on. out of all people real. Cause he can say the craziest thing at any second. About his mom, grandma, he can say the craziest thing. I'm like, oh snap. Not on his song. But he end up doing it, and he doing it. So when you heard his verse, how did you feel?
I ain't really know. Like, he ain't make no cussing. I ain't really know because like he ain't cuss. He went in the studio, made his verse, knocked it out. He was gone.
Oh, he did it quick.
Yeah, he came in there really quick for sure. We sitting there, we chilling. Mike was with him. We all chilling, talking, doing our thing. Really on the phone, talking right. Done. Knocked it out real quick. Right.
Let's do this. I'm gonna have to put you in some hot water real quick. Top 5 Flint rappers.
First
Louis Ray.
Second Rio. Third Jay.
One is Jay? Okay, Jay.
Fourth Mike.
Okay. Mike, that's my baby.
And fifth B Smith.
B Smith. And I actually glad we did that. That's your top 5? You got a top 5?
Yeah, for sure. I like Louis music for sure. He make good music. We relate to it. He make real music for sure. So Louis, Ree. You gotta throw Cliff, you know. You can't leave Cliff out for sure.
Okay. Look at it. Oh, you can't renege, no.
So you gonna feel Cliff. You gonna feel this music in your soul every time.
For real.
I like that one song. It was Sunny.
See how you gotta throw Jay in there.
Jay,
Jay,
one more.
Mike word for
Right. Now, I'm glad you said B Smith though. I'm super glad you said B Smith because I see a lot of like friendship, relationship between y'all. It seems like when somebody do mention you, it's more than likely B Smith. And from my perspective, from what I see, he has no hesitation with saying your name on any poster or sharing a video at any time. How did that connection work out?
B Smith, he been on the right. It's the kids, man.
It's a lot of kids. What is that? B Smith and I love the kids.
His son, like my son, he love my son, man. His son wanted him to do something with my son. You know?
Okay.
And we be out here in the streets, so when I was bumping heads, and he told me that he was trying to rock with him, thought to do something, you know, and put something together. Shot it to him, he wouldn't knock this verse out. And boom, they shot the video the same night.
And that's real because I really do see him posting you a lot. I really do see him like with no hesitation, just trying to make sure that he gets you out there. And then always saying good things. Even when you say like people ain't saying my name in interviews, he does, and I see it. So when you talk about relationship with other Flint rappers, what other Flint rappers do you actually have like a built trust with or a built relationship with? Where it's like, okay, I know he'll do something just for you. Correct. Has any of that been in the works?
We working on it. You know, Cliff, he be having a lot going on. In and out of town. He be busy a lot, but it's coming for sure.
Where do you see yourself in? And I used to hate these questions in school. But where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
5 years. I see myself in a mansion. Doing what I want. Rich.
Just like that. And how do we get there?
By grinding every day.
And that's simple to say, grinding, but what consists of with our grinding?
Like, getting in the studio, trying to do it every night, but then with school going out, can't do it every night.
Right. But you know that play a big part too, but that's where the words come in, and you know how school works. You learn new things, different catchphrases, new words.
So, like that. So, studio. Make sure I post on all social media apps, shouting out my music. Make sure I get people listen to my music on TikTok, Instagram, music on all platforms. So, post every day on those to get my fan base up. And yeah, that's really what I want to do.
Well, let's get the fan base up. Let's talk about your social media platforms. Where can they find LilBabySix?
They can find LilBabySix on TikTok. They can find it on Instagram. LilBaby_6 TikTok. Just LilBabySix. And yeah.
How involved are you with TikTok videos? Are you there yet? I did the interview with the Beach Line, and she's literally a TikTok every day, at least 3 or 4 days. How involved are you with TikTok?
I'll be posting on TikTok like I post them every other day. Not like every day because I'm trying to do challenges and stuff.
Okay.
Like trying to do some music and I'll be doing dances and stuff on TikTok.
And speaking of children, like well, I don't want to call them children, but speaking of Beach Line, and I seen y'all had a collab as well. But when you see other people your age doing what you do, is that inspiration or do you see it as competition?
Inspiration.
That's inspiration. Is she one of those artists that you have a relationship with? Or is that just more a business move?
Business move. Yeah, we be getting shows together and stuff like in Atlanta we got that show together.
In Atlanta?
Yeah. We had a show
So
together in
so
Atlanta.
far I done heard you done did a talent show from the bootleg, did a show Corner Rondo, went to Chicago, been in Atlanta.
Supposed to be going to Atlanta again, so it's more times. We were supposed to go to Iowa, but we got canceled.
And that's a lot for a kid though. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how do you maintain the excitement of football? Like, yeah, today's game, but tomorrow I gotta leave and handle business in Atlanta.
So there's one time we were supposed to go to Chicago, right?
Mm-hmm.
But last time we was in Chicago, we drove there, so. And then we came back and it took us like 8 hours to get back. Yeah, because it was raining and we thought it was going to rain again on our way there, so because the weather was good, the rain. So we didn't end up going, but it never rained. It never rained because of it. But then we made another trip there, performed again, and that's 2 times.
You met some good people there too. The dudes that work with Roddy Rich, a lot of big artists. You trying to work with them.
And then that's mostly what it be for you on those trips, networking.
Yeah, networking.
Is it hard to do that when you come from out of town and you just like, okay, do I gotta switch up my lingo, or how do you do it?
Man, everywhere we go, we get love, basically. Man, they all love them. Everybody love them, man. So it'll be easy. They be ready to work. They see them, they reaching out to us, or I'm reaching out to them.
What's next for LilBabySix?
We have a couple shows coming up.
Tell me about it. What's next?
I got like 3 shows coming up. One in Atlanta. I got 2 in Flint. Yeah, 2 in Flint and 2 in Flint. I got 2
This
trunk
month,
or
right?
treat Flint.
Yeah.
I got 2 trunk or treat shows in Flint.
One trunk or treat. On the 30th, but then on the 31st, he performed in the hookah lounge.
Already.
Oh yeah, I performed in the club. Trunk or treat.
Tell me your fellas gonna be with you. You gotta bring the guys. So when you're doing things like that, like do you feel you get more love when you perform in Flint, or you feel like everybody was shouting out in the mouth?
In Atlanta, I got love in Atlanta too.
So when we talking about these relationships with artists, I think one person I did forget to mention was Crispy Life, and I think what he's doing as a solo artist by himself, independently, like pushing himself and how he's moving, I love it. I think it's a good move. So you working with him, I think is an excellent move. Can you talk about that relationship and how that song went with Crispy Life?
So basically, Crispy Life was fire. His verse,
Just like that, it was fire.
his verse was fire. And we pulled up to what's the place called again?
It's on the studio in the Broom Center.
Studio at the Broom Center.
The
studio.
Antidote, I think it's called, right?
We put up there. The studio is hard. So we did the video there, and we did some snow angels and money and stuff. It was fire. Crispy like went there, freestyle, he freestyle, yeah, freestyle.
He told first?
It was fire too.
He came by himself?
He came with him, 2 homeboys.
Bag like T. Graham showed
Graham
up.
showed up. Yeah, Graham showed up and he did the same. I did the same with Graham's too.
Just seeing how he moved, do you think that that's like inspiration to, you always gonna have your own lane. So it's not showing you a way to go, but just watching him move independently, how he's moving. Not begging nobody for nothing, really just trying to grind it up, how he can get it, any way he can get it. Is that motivation for you?
Yeah, that's motivation for me because a lot of people don't know. I don't think the Crispy Life sober.
One more time. One more time. One more time. What you say? A lot of people don't know it?
A lot of people don't know, but Crispy Life sober. He don't smoke.
Okay.
That's an inspiration too. All rappers don't gotta do drugs.
To be legit, to be fired, basically. All rappers ain't gotta do drugs to be fired.
Yeah.
And that's something he does that shows you motivation. That's what's up. That's what's up. If we was to do like, let's say top 3. I don't want to push you no more hot water. Top 3 videographers, video men. Who would you pick and why?
Derek.
Depot.
0 degrees.
0 degrees.
Be the shooter.
And Be the Shooter. Why those 3?
Because Be the Shooter, he hard at recording. Came up with some couple ideas for beatbox and beatbox remix.
Okay.
And overall, that 10 out of 10 because he got some good video quality. And Derek,
Rabbit Depot, no.
OG, he been there. He did my first video. Yeah, 0 degrees did my first video. And Derek, he did, who's that? He did Like Me. Yeah, Derek did Like Me. He came up with some ideas for Like Me. Like, when I said I still live a little ways before I cross the street, he had me go across the street and walk back, and we did it by the church because I was praying. And yeah, Derek hard too.
You actually met Zero through Derek.
Yeah.
For Derek had, and that's one thing I like about D is that Depot do not hesitate to be like, hey, well, I'm finna go out of town for a couple days.
Not selfish with his customers.
This is who you should mess with. If you in a rush, get with my dog, cause he gonna be legit. That's one thing he do all the time. And I love that about him.
And not selfish with his customers.
Right.
Oh, it's enough money for all of us. Sure.
Let's. I gotta bring her up. Let's talk about Miss Shackford. How long have you had your dreads?
Like 8 years, 8, 9 years.
8, 9 years. Normally, when I'm around people with hair longer than mine, I make them wear a hat.
Yeah, shout out to Shaq. She did my hair.
Oh yeah, shout out to
All
Shaq
those
for
8
sure.
years.
All the 8 years. That's the only person I go to is Miss Shaq. That is.
Only person I know is Shaq.
And talk about her support, because she talked about you a lot as well. Just having somebody who's not even in music, the music industry, shows so much love to what you do.
Shaq, I like that. She has a lot of love. She invited us to all the events. Yeah, Shaq, Riri.
Shaq and her. Is there anything that you want to say that you feel like I missed?
Not really.
Anything you feel like I missed, Pops?
Nah, not really, man.
In these coming years, these upcoming years, what can the world expect from LilBabySix?
They could expect me to blow up out of nowhere. They expect me to be in the mansion by 16. They could expect me to keep dropping. They gonna see me a lot. They gonna expect me to show love to the fans and everything. Yeah.
And from a father, manager, partner perspective, what do you want the world to see out of LilBabySix?
See the good, see his talent, man. Like he got a lot of this boy got a lot of talent. He was surprised to me with a lot of the shit he do. say in the studio, how you go to the studio and just take over the whole section. Like, punch me in right here. I don't take that out, take that out. I don't want that part. I'm gonna do ad-lib. I don't want to do no ad-lib. Like, you take over the whole session, man. You go in there, and it means I'm so proud. It made me proud.
And how can they find you? How can they book you? Get you for performances, get you for verses.
They could DM me on Instagram at Lil_baby_6. And speaking of managers, shout out to D Still. She came up with a lot of ideas with the cartoon. Came with the cartoon idea.
You can't be doing no music in Flint, man. If you don't know D Still, man.
What you say? You can't do no music in Flint if you don't know D Still.
Yeah, you ain't doing something right if you ain't rocking with D for sure.
And that's what it is, man. What's your favorite show of mine to inspire in the course? I'm your favorite host, Primetime. I'm sitting here with my special guests, Six and LilBabySix. Thank y'all so much for coming and just kicking it with me. I hope the world see this and they know that we got a star on our hands for sure.
Thanks for having me.
It's just like that.
I'm from Flint, Michigan.
Welcome to Flint in the 810. Flint time.